Hello friends, welcome back to Can't Fake Real and the heels of a solar eclipse, new moon in Leo tomorrow. Wanted to hop on here, it's been a minute, and just pull some messages and do what we do and check the energy. And got my main going. How many of you is the energy checking you? I don't know if you can see it, but I got this when I went to camping a few weeks ago up in Mendocino, and it says love on it. And I used this, I went to the river up there and kind of just did a cleansing and a clearing. And so I just want to start right now with that because there is a lot of static in the field. There's a lot of big emotions and big feelings, and eclipses usually bring that about. And I think there's some parts of the world where they haven't had this type of solar eclipse in decades. So just gonna burn that. I'm also gonna burn some delicious patchouli incense here. And so if you are going through a lot, welcome. You're alive, you're breathing, you're growing, and contrary to popular belief, feeling a lot. Even the other side of the emotions does not denote something's wrong per se. So let's just start there. Leo season. I started this channel, Leo's, I think it was in Cancer season 1, a year ago. And I'm surrounded by Cancers and Leos my whole life. My mom was Leo. My mom is a Cancer. My dad was Leo. And so the energies of summertime, of the mother and the father archetypes are very much up. And Leo is the heart chakra, truly. I was listening to an astrologer earlier today, and I can't remember, I'm not going to butcher the name, but it's part of the constellation that's the heart of the lion. And so always wanting to feel into love and heart-centered energy here. So let's just start there and set that intention that these messages that come through me, the cards, whatever you're watching me on, are for our highest and best good and evolution. And sometimes that means having to roar and check our pride and figure out what is truly the heart of the matter. All right, let's take some deep breaths here. See what the Alchemy Deck has to say for us. So we have the spring card. In the middle of summer, so at the ending of summer, I guess we have about a month or so left. There, spring, hope springs eternal. Is that a saying? But I'm also hearing that, you know, there's a lack of wanting to be present in the current season we're in. And the things going on in the world. And let's just take it back to our own personal worlds instead of the whole collective. And spring, you know, is a time of renewal and hope and joy. I was at the store earlier today and I saw a girl on the back of her shirt. She said, rejoice in hope. And I think there's a lot of us that are hoping to be through these seasons right now and already in that spring. But smoke, literal and figuratively. It's still foggy right now. There's fires going on, all those affected sending love, literal smoke. But where are you? I just heard blowing smoke up your own. You know what? And trying to get, you know, through it faster than it's wanting to clear. And that's just not how it works, guys. It's just not how it works. And any discomfort that's coming up right now, if you can turn it, you know, instead of why is this happening to me again. So it's the This is called the Sap of the Moon plant. I'm gonna have to look this one up, but let's see. Maybe there's a message here and why we're already hoping for spring and to be through this smokiness that feels really heavy. I'll almost open directly to it. Freaking Roman numerals, guys. Give me a second. And I'm guessing here that I thought that would be the part of the book it is, but it is not. Here we are, the Sap of the Moon plants. So the words are nocturnal, sacred water of the unconscious. Sucus lunaria is an ancient substance said to be born of water, plant, and moonlight. This elixir develops in the depth of the night and is thus a metaphor for the wellspring of the unconscious. When this alchemical magic is afoot, it's about dreams. The answer you are seeking will not come from the intellect, nor the opinion of others. It will surface from the depths as if rising from an ancient waters of your memory. The work is to rest, to restore, and to awaken your celestial senses. Do this by pausing, by releasing your grip. The sap of the moon plant signifies you are in the deep territory of destiny and the imagination. This is a mythic moment. The dream is waiting to show itself, but awaits your sincere invitation. Ask and rest, all will be revealed. I also just saw like the dark moon, like the new moon, you know, and the eclipse. And so where right now, again, there's nothing wrong with hoping and dreaming for the spring that surely does always come after fall and winter. And sitting in the smoke of the cloudiness. I just heard, I pulled the clarity card earlier to client's house. Getting very clear on our dreams. And maybe the smokiness or the distortion that right now in our lives are not reflecting that to us. Doesn't mean the dream isn't coming, isn't valid, isn't yours. But there is still some things, some smoke we're all wading through. And having to cough and have cough fits through. And so in order to sometimes make room for what we want, especially with eclipses and all the retrogrades and the universe, if you are here and subscribing to this message that something is bigger than us, we're co-creating with, is actually not trying to punish you. Try not to get super personal on this channel, but the last few months, there's been a lot of loss around me. Deep, close, you know, just what I want to say are betrayals and misunderstandings and dreams that just didn't quite pan out the way we all thought they were going to. And in this, there has been a lot of just self-reflection, which to me is the opposite of my go-to victim of the little girl that just, I'm gonna pull some inner child cards right now. The little girl that just constantly felt, why is this happening? Why is this so unfair? How could they do that? For my girl Caliucci in here, she's got a song called Moral Consciousness. And not from a vindictive place, but karma, it knows where to find you. It keeps the score. Like we try to, sure, but what card Swords just went all over the place. Including the Nine of Swords upside down here, which is the dragon, which is the kid that's just alone and having nightmares and just burdened. The ultimate, like, I don't want to say victim card, but yeah, in the tarot, there is that energy. I'm not going to try to go pick up all the rest that are everywhere. Just that one that landed here. But let's read kind of what our inner child is kind of navigating right now. The Nine of Swords, and this is from the Fairy Tale Inner Child card deck, which I love a lot because it just ties in the archetypes with you know, stories we heard growing up. Seated in the grassy meadow, the child on this card finds himself enclosed by Nine of Swords. Symbolically, he is unable to see beyond the limiting mental constructs, the swords, that he has created for himself. He is also encircled by a whimsical dragon, his unrecognized ally, whom he has knowingly made into an enemy. When this youth is ready to look up and face the dragon, he will realize that the beast is a powerful and yet unintegrated aspect of himself. The number 9 denotes completion. Old thoughts are ready to dissipate. In time, one by one, the swords will come down as the child opens to the loving process of letting the dragon in. However, the swords must be honored, for they are protecting the boy from the pain and wisdom that he is unprepared to assimilate. In Chinese Taoism symbolism, the dragon is revered as a spirit showing the way. Seek the imaginative dragon in yourself and let it guide you towards a transformed vision of your future goals. Be aware of how you armor yourself with limiting thoughts and rigid ideas. Be willing to complete the cycle of entrapment by opening gently and lovingly to the expanded view of your life. In reverse, to me, is that we're well on our way of doing this. If you're 12 minutes into this message and still feeling it. And so instead of continuing to look at everybody else around me and woe is me, I'm trapped by their doings, I'm going to invite you guys to get one of these. People are just a mirror. Can you see me and still see me there? Oh, that's kind of cool. They're a mirror. Like our eyes, what we see is a reflection. I was driving home today and I was behind this truck and it literally read, "If you can't see my mirrors, I can't see you." In spirit, so this speaks to me in all the ways, let alone truck drivers, stickers. And what does that mean? Like, what? Everything is our awareness and our assumption and our stories. And so if you're running a story underneath, like I was, then I can't trust people and I can get betrayed. And just the lack scarcity vibration that I think has been in my lineage a long time. That I'm coming here to say, F that. This is happening for me. I'm taking my power back. I'm taking the mirror back and facing it at myself. It's powerful work. It's powerful work. YouTube, whatever you are, Instagram, some mirror work exercises, especially for this Lion's Gate that we're in. Because when you can truly see yourself and make it about your heart, again, head and heart, coherence. I think it was the late Wayne Dyer that said, maybe, I don't know, who knows. All the ideas are everybody's. And it's the beautiful ones, the brave ones that show up and channel them and give a voice to them that help us all. But change the way you look at things and the things you look at will change. It's you having the power. It can be really easy, and I kind of got into that. I can get into that with my Capricorn and my Scorpio, you know. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm good. But that's not truly my heart. I deeply give a fuck, actually, probably too much of a fuck. And I heard something beautiful today that like brought it full circle. That was said that we should give a fuck. But in the same breath, giving a fuck and what's being projected to you, I'm not going to let you then tell me who I am and let that reflection out there ultimately be the final judge. I get to decide that. You get to decide that. And so, yeah, I hope you can let your mane out, roar a bit with this Leo season. You know, I think we have like a week left of it, if that. Let your heart be true to itself. Give those around you what they're giving you. Again, a mirroring. True queen energy, king energy. It is sovereign. It is comfortable in its own skin. And that's the thing I do love about Leos is my dad, you know, they are who they are, and they confidently, proudly, the healthy ones show us that we can do that too. So let's pull a Louise Hay heart message to wrap it up since we're at 16 minutes here. And take some deep breaths. Sending you all Reiki, always. Andrea and the Attune tribe, we've both had very busy summers and a lot's going on with her with a relocation, but that channel is still active, and we're still getting new followers and views, so there is a lot of Reiki and biofield tuning over there if you want to still check that out while we figure out what's next. I am pure spirit. I recognize the true beauty of my being. I am the spirit of love shining brightly. This when it is in coherence and clear and clean, it does shine and reflect such needed light in the world. So my offering to you is, if you are going through hard things, if things are falling out of your life, friendships, relationships, jobs, money, continuing to look in the mirror, seeing your part in the dynamic, your assumptions, your stories, and then trusting that it is making way for the spring that is always gonna bloom in its own time. I hope this message found you today well, and I'll see you on the next one.